हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू लीगल नोट्स। आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे 50 MCQs जो कि रिलेटेड हैं इक्विटी, ट्रस्ट एंड फ्यूडिशरी रिलेशन से। तो हमारा पहला MCQ है, इन द स्ट्रिक्ट लीगल सेंस अ डेडिकेशन बाय अ हिंदू फॉर रिलीजियस और चैरिटेबल पर्पज इज अ neither gift nor trust. Which of the following cases is related to the idea of double ownership in a trust? Tagore versus Tagore. Is registration a sine qua non for the validity of trust? No, if it is created by the will of the author of the trust or by will of trustee. Which of the following remedies were the creations of law of equity? All of the above. A trustee is authorized to sell certain land by public auction. Can he sell the land by private contract? A conveys certain property to 4 trustees in trust for B. 3 of trustee died. Can B institute a suit to have 3 new trustees appointed in place of deceased trustees? Yes. In which of the following cases the Supreme Court held that breach of fiduciary duty of trust is to be judged in the light of equity? Sarva UP Grameen Bank versus Manoj Kumar Sinha. A is a trustee of certain property with the power to sell the same. Can A employ an auctioneer to effect the sale? Yes. Which of the following are the guiding principles on which a trustee may act? Both A and B. Can the court decide under Section 34 of Indian Trust Act as to who is entitled to be a trustee? No. Can a trust, if incomplete, be termed as a trust? Yes. For creating a trust of a movable property, it is not necessary that there must be a declaration of intention to create a trust. Trustees may be appointed except by the consent of beneficiary. The beneficiary is entitled to have the intention of the author of the trust specifically executed to the extent of the beneficiary's interest. The statement is true. Who among the following has a right to the rents and profits of the rent property? Beneficiary. Maxim, equity looks at intent rather than the form, is applied in the case of construction of instrument. A remedial constructive trust will be awarded? Never. It is not recognized. Which of the following maxims forms the primary foundation of equity? Both A and C. While the common law principle was compensation, the equitable principle was restitution. Which of the following relations is that of a debtor and creditor? Neither A nor B. Which of the following statement best describes the nature of equitable remedies? They are discretionary in nature and depends upon the availability and adequacy of common law remedies. Equity follows the law in the law. In the light of this maxim, who has said that equity follows the law but not slavishly nor always? Snell. Law of equity was evolved owing to certain evils prevalent in common law, such as all of the above. Who may be a trustee? Every person capable of holding property. Where the administration of the trust involves receipt and custody of money, the number of trustees should be at least 2. Which of the following section of Indian Trust Act mandates that a trustee may not use or deal with trust property for his own benefit or for any other purpose unconnected with trust? Section 51. Which of the following section of Indian Trust Act deals with indemnity of trustees? Section 30. The trust property is immovable property which has been given to the author of trust by an unregistered instrument. Is the trustee duty bound to cause the instrument to be registered? Yes. Which of the following section of Indian Trust Act deals with wrongful purchase by a trustee? Section 62. Which of the following is not a right of beneficiary? Right to alienate. What are the circumstances when an appointment of trustee may be made out by a court? All of the above. Charitable trusts are immune from the validity of general rules regarding trust. This statement is true. In which of the following cases does the Supreme Court lay down the test for public trust? Bombay Municipality case. The office of trustee is vacated by either A or B. Statutory recognition of the principles of equity is not found in Sales of Goods Act 1930. An express trust may be either A or B. Where the beneficiary is incompetent to contract, his consent may, for the purpose of Section 7 of the Indian Trust Act, be given by a principal civil court of original jurisdiction. On the death or discharge of one of several co-trustees, the trust survives, the trust property passes to others. Where the trustee wrongfully mingles the trust property with his own, the beneficiary is entitled to a charge on the whole fund for the amount due to him. The statement is true. A trustee for B of rupees 10,000 wrongfully invests the rupees 10,000 in the purchase of certain land. Is B entitled to that land? Yes. Constructive trust come into existence where? Either A or B. Opus ad opus means on his behalf. As a general rule, what is the liability of trustee for breach of trust by co-trustees? None of the above. Nature of settler's title in the trust property is equitable. A trust is not extinguished when the trustees have transferred their interest. Equitable maxims provides guideline for every situation in which equality developed. Section 20 of Indian Trust Act 2016 is primarily related to investment of surplus fund of trust. A trustee who committed a breach of trust and received interest shall be liable to pay interest actually received. A person who has ceased to be trustee may become mortgage of trust property with the permission of court. Which of the following trust arises by operation of law? Constructive trust.